Is it the song "A Pittance in Time"? Talking about the moment of silence, right? And it's one thing we can do, and you nailed it. History repeats it. It doesn't necessarily repeat verbatim, but it echoes. It's gonna sure as hell echo hard and familiar when we refuse to look back at the sacrifices. And more than that, I think about this. You nailed it. We punched way above our weight. We always have. Why the hell aren't we honoring that? So basically, listen, like, you guys gave your presents. You gave more than that. I mean, it's carry, and and this is for perspective of people. Like, the service didn't stop for Chris when he came home. We have a duty to the people we send long after the duty is ended, because we've asked them to make a sacrifice. And you mentioned it, the sacrifices are different for everyone. So with COVID going on and Remembrance Day, like, what does this mean to you? I want to get, if it's too much, we'll move by it. But what does Remembrance Day mean to you?
There's a lot of things I could say on that one. But I'll just use a recent experience, okay? Because it'll tie in. And people that know me, and Greg can back me up on this. This is not about ego, folks. This is not about, oh, look at Chris Semchuck. That's not the man I am when I tell this. So it'll tie in. You asked what Remembrance Day means to me, and this will tie into my breakdown and my resiliency not being there and falling off the hamster wheel and being diagnosed, and away we go. Man, you got a mental health injury, like, deal with it. So I get posted back to Canada in 2014 to that Canadian Forces Aerospace Warfare Center, and I get a request from this, it's called the all elements of the military have it, of D&D to Department of National Defense and Canadian Armed Forces, a speakers bureau. So the Air Force Speakers Bureau asked me if I would like to speak for Remembrance Day. Right on. Remembrance Day is a very big deal. And we can talk offline about a whole bunch of reasons as to why that's the case. So I'm like, okay, away we go. So I went to Whitby, and the school escapes me right now, but big, huge school in Whitby, like huge. 2 assemblies, one for the kindergarten to grade 4, that was like 600 kids, doing a Remembrance Day ceremony and saying my little speech about Remembrance Day and what it means. And then the second ceremony, a little break, and then was the grade 5 to grade 8 or whatever, like another 600 kids. So I did it twice in that day. That was Remembrance Day 2014. I don't remember driving home after that. Right? I was so dissociated. And dissociated clinically, for people that haven't been through any sort of therapy or anything like that, dissociate, just kind of out of body, right? Like, I don't even remember. That's what I think that'd be a good way of describing it. I was dissociated. I don't even remember driving home. It affected me that much. My PTSD had come to the fore. Like, it had, I just know it.
Yeah.
Because what happened when I got to Trenton is, described that 12 years of like, right, ops, operations. Congratulations, you're now in Trenton at a place that's the Aerospace Warfare Center. What's the Air Force going to look like in 2080? All this like 50-pound heads, like being all intellectual and shit, right? So it's like, oh, you mean you need that like next month? Right. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that like in a millisecond. Oh, what? Right. It's like the train stopped. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So that's what Remembrance Day means to me, my friend, is that, 2014, speaking at that school, and the kids, we're talking a huge, like 1,200 kids. Whitby, very diverse population. You know, humbling, honoring. Don't even remember driving home because it just triggered everything, and that highlights the importance of what Remembrance Day is about for the injured and the non-injured. We need to remember these things. For the love of God, we're talking about one day a year. We're talking about 2 minutes of that highlights and ingrains in a society the significance of the sacrifices made before us and after us. And for any lefty or any person that thinks it's about honoring war or any no, hello, history is doomed to repeat itself unless you remember. That's why it's called Remembrance Day, and it's about remembering the horrors that have happened. And Canadians, as warriors and as a society, have punched way above our weight in every war that we've been in. We've gone to it for the right reasons. We've set the tone, and we've sent men to go do shit, and then they come back and hello, they go and do their thing. You know, like that is Canadian history. And if you can't do it for one day a year, but yet other elements of society have a month now, and a day for this and a day for that and a day for this. And I'm not belittling anybody else. I'm just trying to put it into context here, folks. I mean, for the love of God, we've got right-handed. I was born with a right hand on a Thursday under a full moon day. Can we have something that's sacred, please? Can we keep something sacred?
I think, I'll give you, I don't even know if I should tell you this.
Tell me. You're live, brother. It's your show, so you tell me.
I've been very public about how I feel about it. Trying to make a lot of noise. And sometimes you got friends that there's a reason you're not really close anymore. I had a friend of mine. I was in a punk band all through high school, and he was in the band with me. A lot of good memories with this guy. And I posted my Legion article, and I posted another article, and he said to me, he's like, I get what you're trying to say. I get the comparison you're trying to make about the Walmart. But he's like, ultimately, it's not food in your belly. It's not essential. And
it is essential. It is essential.
Is it the song "A Pittance in Time"? Talking about the moment of silence, right? And it's one thing we can do, and you nailed it. History repeats it. It doesn't necessarily repeat verbatim, but it echoes. It's gonna sure as hell echo hard and familiar when we refuse to look back at the sacrifices. And more than that, I think about this. You nailed it. We punched way above our weight. We always have. Why the hell aren't we honoring that as a society? We still punch above our weight across the world. And we can still punch above our weight now, but you nailed it. That's exactly how I feel. Remembrance Day is essential for more reasons than just remembering the past.